You know what happened to him, though, man? He wrote a whole book on this shit. He took this stuff. God, what's it called, man? It's a malaria pill. Do you know about this? It's so fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
So he was in India taking this malaria medication.
That stuff's supposed to wreck you.
Dude, I took it. I took it when I went to India, and I had a dream. And in the dream, a pirate skeleton disemboweled me, and I feel it in the dream. I could feel my guts coming out. It was the most vivid, horrible dream. I told some Australian dude about the dream, and he asked right away if I was on this malaria medication. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you got to stop taking that right now. Stop taking it. And I stopped taking it. But he was on this stuff. And so in a train station in India, he gets complete amnesia. Doesn't know his name. Doesn't know. Would you mind looking up the name of the book for me, Jamie, so I'm not a dick and don't even say the name of his book? It's a great book, by the way. Doesn't know his name. Has no idea where he's at, who he is, so they're like, they have to put him in a home in India. I think he punched a nurse. He was so confused and fucking out of it. And yeah, man, I mean, I asked him if he thinks it's because of that, you know, what happened to him. He's like, I don't know. It's been a long time since that happened, but you can't rule it out.
Oh my God.
This shit is bad news.
Dave Foley got on it because his family was going to Africa for a vacation. And he had to take malaria medication in order to meet them there. And so he was taking this malaria medication, and you're not supposed to drink on it.
No.
Dave enjoys a drink or two.
Yeah.
So we were at one of these press things where the actors meet with the press people, and Dave got super hostile with this reporter. And the guy was trying to talk to him with a little tape recorder. And Dave took his tape recorder away and dunked it in his drink. And and Dave was like getting really angry with him, and no one could figure out what was going on. And I had to like corner him. I had to like stop him from like physically going after a reporter.
Fuck.
Yeah, and he had no recollection of it. The next day he came in for the table read, and he was like sort of apologizing to everybody. He's like, I'm on this malaria medication, and I really don't remember anything that happened. And I was like, dude, I got to keep you from kicking someone's ass.
Dude, I can't believe they're still giving
Dave
it to
Foley
people.
is the sweetest guy who's ever lived.
Like, this is, it's called The Answer to the Question Is Me. It's the book. But in the book, he talks about so many people have been wrecked by this shit.
Yeah.
And like the way it was manufactured and stuff. And I guess it's like, when you put a kink in a garden hose, you're basically doing that with your what are the connectors? The dendrites? You're like clogging up all your neuroreceptors. And then all of a sudden, sometimes it just rushes out. And then you're blasted. People have permanent damage from this shit.
They still give it to people?
I think so. I wish I could remember the name of it. God, Jesus, maybe.
What is the cure for malaria? Like if you get malaria?
No idea. Is
like it worth getting and getting over it? Do you get any immunity? The FDA approved use for treating and preventing malaria in 1989, but in the 1990s, stories began to surface regarding some serious side effects among patients who took mefloquine. Yeah, this is the stuff that Justin Wren took, right? Including vivid dreams and nightmares, hallucinations, mania, seizures, depression, suicidal thoughts, and suicide and homicide.
Yeah, dude. This shit is bad news. Bad news.
Suicide and homicide. It can cause you to murder people. Cases of chloroquine-induced psychosis have been reported since 1958. Wow.
Depersonalization, anxiety, derealization, and visual hallucinations.
I wonder if that hydroxychloroquine shit they're giving people at the beginning of COVID did that.
I was wondering that when I heard about it. Like, what is that going to do to people?
Is hydroxychloroquine what they use for malaria as well? Put hydroxychloroquine. Because hydroxychloroquine is like, it became connected inexorably to COVID misinformation.
Right.
Right? Donald Trump, you're a Trumper, you're a MAGA supporter, hydroxychloroquine doesn't work. It became like locked into that, which is really interesting. So it's a immunosuppressive drug, an anti-parasite. It can treat and prevent malaria. So it's for malaria. It can also treat lupus and arthritis. Whoa.
That's cool.
I mean, yeah, but meanwhile, it's fucking MAGA. It's a MAGA drug. Isn't it wild that a drug can get labeled as like a foolish drug to take? Like if you told people today that you're taking ivermectin, they'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you take that?
Yeah, that was a whole,
You're not a horse. Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Get your shit together. Remember that?
Dude, listen, as a former fan of ketamine, I would always get offended because people are like, isn't that a horse tranquilizer? And you want to be like,
That was
no.
a cat tranquilizer.
Exactly. But it's like, first of all, if you do get the animal ketamine, because they don't give a fuck about the animals. Like the human
So they give you
stuff
the real
is
shit.
less psychedelic. The cat shit, they're like, I don't care if you trip out. It's a fucking cat.
Imagine your cat just fucking tripping balls, lying there like that bunny.
Talking to aliens, merging with space-time, seeing their past lives.
I remember when Neil Brennan did it. Neil Brennan did it, and he